Welcome back and thank you for watching. Well, it's going to get extremely interesting extremely quickly. Can we say extremely quickly?
Extremely quickly.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's all right. We could say that. It's my show. We can do whatever we want.
That's right.
We brought you to Rock Town Distillery, and this is the guy. Phil, good to meet you, man.
Hey, Eric.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Got a nice place here.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Did you just wake up one day and say, I need to do this? Is that what happened?
Well, you know, there was an event in my life that made it happen.
Got it.
Right? I worked in telecommunications. Verizon bought my company out,
Yep.
and my job was going away. And I decided instead of working for the man, I was going to say, screw corporate America.
There you go.
I'm going to do my own thing, and I'm going to start making whiskey.
And you became the man.
I guess.
How did that work
in a
out?
roundabout. So those are our non-corporate offices back there,
I see.
right?
Very good. Well, again, I mean, we're talking blood, sweat, tears.
Right. 8 years
Sour
in the
mash.
making.
Yeah.
You know, it's long days, 12 hours. You know, you're going at it. There's days when you're wondering why you did this, but you know, my whole thing was I was never going to quit.
Got it.
And here we are.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to talk with you, which I think is really important, is that I would love to empower someone watching today going, you know what, the brown liquor, I'm not quite sure what to do. It's very fashionable,
Yes.
it's delicious, but there are a lot of options out there. What do I do? So can we do a little bit of this is all whiskey we're talking about, if I
Right.
understand it, right?
Yeah.
But where does rye come in? Where does bourbon come in?
Right.
This is where I get confused immediately. Help us out here.
Okay, so whiskey is the category where
it.
bourbon is the type.
Oh, perfect.
Okay?
Okay.
So bourbon is a type of whiskey.
Okay.
Rye is a type of whiskey. Scotch is a type of whiskey. Irish is a type of whiskey. So those are all types of whiskey. And then there's definitions below those types.
Really?
So for bourbon, for a whiskey to be a bourbon, it has to be at least 51% corn, aged in a new charred oak barrel, and made in the United States of America. So it's protected for the United States. But if you do those three basic things, there's some technical things,
Right.
but those three basic things, you can call your whiskey a bourbon whiskey.
Perfect.
Doesn't have to come from Kentucky, it could be made in any of the 50 states. We're in Arkansas, we make bourbon. There's guys in Texas, California, New York, you name it.
And did I get this straight here at Rocktown? All of these ingredients are from the state of Arkansas.
Right, so we're very proud to be from Arkansas, and we try to source everything locally. I think it's very important to support our local farmers, our local box makers, our local glass makers. So our corn, our wheat, our rye are all sourced from within 125 miles of the distillery.
No kidding.
Right.
That's awesome.
So I know the farmers that grow the grain, we bring it here, make the whiskey. So, you know, it's all about knowing where your stuff's coming from.
That's cool because again, forgive me for not being technical, but from what I understand, we make this sour mash and we pull the alcohol out of it, and what's left, you send right back to the farmer.
That's right, yeah. So the spent mash, or what we call stillage, goes back to the farmer and he feeds his cows.
Those are some happy cows.
Yes, absolutely. Because there's
good.
a little bit of alcohol left.
Just a little.
Yeah,
that's pretty
so,
good.
you know.
All right, so somebody walking in today, now first of all, I know, I think at the time we're doing this today, you're in like 16 states. This
Right,
is, you know,
yeah.
you're a family operation, you're a small operation,
Right.
but 16 states, that's not exactly a small footprint.
Yeah, so, you know, we're up east in New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, DC, Georgia, you know.
Let's
I
see if you
keep
can get
going.
all 16.
Yeah.
Come on, let's do it.
And here we go.
Right. We'll put a
But-
map on the graphic.
But, you know,
it's true.
We make a quality product, we make it at a decent price, and people seek it out, and once they try it, they buy more. So.
How much art versus science? How does this all work together?
Yeah, so, you know, taste is a artful thing. You can't train taste, you have to feel it. And to me, that's the art. And so we try every batch, we taste everything, and the science is, you know, what is the chemistry that produces flavors?
Got it.
How do we make those flavors? And, you know, what are the metabolic pathways
Right.
to create
Nice.
those?
Like pathways.
That's
Nice,
a $3
Bill.
word,
I love
right?
it. I love it. Yes.
So, you know, all those things have to be thought of and understood to be able to create that in order to have a barrel house full of whiskey that you can go and then try every barrel and determine, well, this one tastes a little bit different than that one, so if I put these two together, they're really gonna taste great.
Got it.
So that's the art and the science brought together.
Back together. So somebody watching today, when they say, you know, maybe they're a tequila drinker, they love, you know, margaritas or whatever
Right.
it is, or they're a vodka drinker, they're sort of on that end of the spectrum.
Sure.
I think, you know what, maybe I might, what would you recommend when they walk in? Of course, if Rock Town is available, we have
Yeah.
to order that.
Right.
What should they order?
Well, they should strive to understand where the product they're ordering came from, who made it, and what efforts did they make or go through to actually make it good.
Yeah.
You know, was it a big, huge conglomerate that has a big factory that you don't ever know about? Or is it a small guy buying from local farmers? You know, taste has to be there no matter which way it comes.
Got it.
But if you know the guy that made it and it tastes good, why not buy from them?
Why
You
not
know?
try? I think
Yeah.
you're the little guy.
I'm the little guy in this scenario.
In this scenario, okay. I'm just making sure we're following along.
Yeah,
No, but
that's
it's
me.
But it's
Yeah.
very true though, because
Yeah.
one of the things that I find most interesting about this is not only can you come here, obviously beautiful place, people are having a good time,
Right,
but you can also take a tour here
right.
because everything is done here.
Right. So we take you through the whole process from, you know, distilling, where we mill the grain, we cook the grain, we ferment the grain, we distill the grain, and then we age the distillate in the barrel house to become a whiskey, and then we dump the barrels and then bottle it right here. So it's from grain to glass right here.
Right here in Little Rock.
Yeah.
Phil, thank you for this.
Eric,
I have
thank
to
you.
get back to the bar because
Absolutely.
I need to do more product testing immediately.
Let's do it.
All right, we can do that. Thank
right.
you for watching.